Hey everybody, today I want to talk about starting a business. So I have started a business. I am the owner of Blue Box Aquatics here in Canada. Um, I will say that it is a very small business and I'm currently making peanuts, but it is a business nevertheless. And back when I was, 18 years old, I was very scared of starting a business, and so I never did until I was 20 years old, which I am now. Because of fear of the unknown. And I will have to say that starting a business is rather easier than you think. And the part that annoys me more now is trying to get clients and trying to actually make money. So, with Blue Box Aquatics, I basically breed aquarium fish and I also clean customer aquariums. With that being said, I would say that there is a much easier way to do business. My cousin is doing his trimming right now, and he's already making more than me. Um, if you were to start a business, I would suggest something that doesn't take up a lot of room like mine does, and something that is service based. So whether that be cleaning cars, mowing grass or lawns, I should say. Anything that is service based will probably be easier for you to start and will be easier in the terms of having space. So, starting a business, I live in Canada, okay? So, what happens is you go on to your province's website and you're going to request a NR number. An NR number is basically a name request. So, you'll essentially tell them what you're doing and what name you want your business to have. And you're going to submit that NR request. And it's going to tell you if the name is already taken. And this happened to me a couple times. The first name that I wanted was, it was Blue Ecosystem, so it's the name I wanted. And that name was already taken in my province, so I had to create a different name. I have come up with Blue Box Aquatics now, and I have registered that name. So that name request will probably cost you $30, and then when you actually get approved for that name, it'll probably cost you another $40 Canadian or something like that. So that's going to be your first step. Go to whatever province website you have and then do that. And then after that, the next step to starting a business would be to get your bank account. So what you're going to do is you're basically going to have that NR number, your business registration, and you're going to go to a bank and you're going to set up a meeting so you can get a bank account. You're basically going to bring that document with you, or you're going to email it to them, and then you'll have a meeting where they'll ask you what your business does and what your business needs. So there is a lot of different plans, and I went with BMO because, well, my mother works at BMO, but you can really go to any bank and it should be very similar in my opinion. There are a lot of different plans that you could have. Some of them do cost money. I think they can cost, I don't remember what they cost exactly. I chose the free one for context. And I suggest you also choose the free one when you're starting out, especially if you're starting out with your service-based business. You're probably only going to receive cash or e-transfers. So unless you actually need to take credit cards on a regular basis, then you shouldn't go with those upgraded plans that have the actual machine included. Those plans are paid. So you're going to start with the free bank account, and it's probably going to be called an e-business or whatever it's going to call. And essentially what that lets you do is it lets you have a limited amount of e-transfers you can send out. You can receive as many e-transfers as you want. Depositing cash is costed per $1,000, so I don't know what it is. It was probably like 20 cents per $1,000, or maybe it wasn't. It might have been $1 per, I can't remember. Anyway, it's priced per $1,000 you put in. So what my banker told me to do in order to avoid this is if you do receive cash, then you should deposit it in your personal account and e-transfer it to your business bank account. And essentially what this does is you avoid the cost of having to deposit with your business bank account. Once that meeting is over and they've got you to sign all the papers and whatnot, and you've chosen your business account, they're going to give you a debit card. And this debit card is going to look very similar to your personal account. And to be honest, I could barely tell the difference between them, except for one had the word business on it. So make sure you don't mix up the two. So I use the debit card just to, if I need to buy something for my business, or I need to buy like supplies. For example, I need to install a background the other day to a customer aquarium. Then I used the business card to buy the background, and then the customer paid me for both the background and the service. So that's where I'd use it in one situation. And you're mainly going to be doing online banking with your business account. And what I suggest is you have both a savings account and a checkings account. So how I do it, at least, is whenever I receive a payment, you're going to have to collect tax. In my province, there's PST and GST, and you only have to collect the PST, which is 7%, until you make more than $30,000 a year, which isn't going to happen for me for a while. But yeah, so until you make $30,000 a year, you only have to collect 7% PST, and I can't remember what GST is. I think it's like 5% right now. But you should separate that from your checkings account so you know how much you have to pay in taxes. For context, I've only had this business for 2 to 3 months, and I haven't had to, file my taxes yet because it's not tax season yet. But you should keep your tax in your savings account, so therefore it is both separate and it theoretically collects a little bit of interest. With that being said, that's how you basically start a business. A couple of things you can do to help your business is to get a business card and to get a professional email. You'll also probably use a phone number a lot, depending if you're in the city or if you're in a smaller town like I am. Then a lot of people like calling you rather than emailing you or texting you. So you're probably also going to want to consider having that phone number. But otherwise, with the email, there is two main people that I've seen that you can get emails from. The first is Microsoft, and the second is Google. And I will say that I chose Microsoft because they're cheaper, and when you don't make a lot of money, you're going to want to reduce your expenses. Google is more expensive, and I probably just choose Microsoft. So get the most basic plan you can with Microsoft. You're going to choose your basic email, so it's going to be whatever you want to start, and then it's going to be probably your company.com or .ca, or I think it's I chose them .com, but so mine would be Riley, my last name, at blueboxaquatics.com is my email. You're going to have an admin spot for Microsoft where you can make more emails under that domain, and you can see all the emails there. I only have one email because I'm the only person in the company, but they're going to want you to pay, I think it's around $10 a month, and then they're probably going to direct you to GoDaddy to get the domain. So you'll basically buy the domain from GoDaddy and you'll link it up with your Microsoft account. That way your email looks professional, it looks better than, your name at gmail.com, in my opinion. But that just makes it look more professional because you're going to want to put that on a business card. And there's a couple different things you can do for a business card. You can pay someone to make your business card, which I don't suggest because there are tons of templates online for business cards. But in my case, I've done a lot of media arts and I've done some graphic design stuff on my own. So I just made my own business card from scratch. You can use it all on different things, your Photoshops, whatever. But if you want to choose something free, which I'm assuming you do because you're starting a business and you don't have any money, is I would make it on Canva. So Canva is going to give you some images which you potentially can use. Make sure they're not copyrighted, obviously, shapes and stuff like that. I'd probably lean towards using generic shapes and whatnot, so they don't copyright you, or make your own designs. And on one side of the card, I'd probably put your company name and a little logo. And then on the other side of the card, I put your full name, your title. So for the title, you can put I'd put proprietor. Proprietor makes it sound better than CEO or owner, because with owner and CEO, it makes you sound like a small company, which isn't a bad thing, but proprietor just sounds more professional in my opinion. So that's what I would do. And then you're gonna have your email, you're gonna have your phone number, and if you have an actual store, which you're probably not going to have, then you'll have an address, or you'll have a website or anything like that. So that's the main thing. And from Canva, at least, you can actually buy it straight from them. I think 100 cards cost me $30 plus shipping. I'd probably choose the standard shipping. There's fast shipping as well, but the standard shipping, in my opinion, is still fast enough, and it's cheaper, so do that. Theoretically, you could also make your business card on Vistaprint, which is another online website that you can design your business card and print it from. But I think I chose Canva because they were cheaper. So just double check the prices before you do anything is what I suggest. And depending on the images you use, if you create your own images for your logo, or whatever, depending, it might not come out very well. And Canva will give you a little warning, like this file is like, I don't know, it's like if the images is the wrong size or something, and it won't print well. It'll give you a warning. If it is going to be a warning, then your card should look fine. So there's that. For actually getting clients, in my opinion, is probably the most difficult thing I've had with the business. I basically only have 3 clients right now. I have a pet store. I have a, like, what is it called? It's like an actual business, so that I go to. And then I have one actual just customer. So I sell my fish mainly to my local pet store. And the problem about this is, if you sell your product to a wholesale, you'll probably get a really low price, and a retailer slightly more than that, and then customer is going to be the most amount of money. So theoretically, you want to sell straight to the customer. But selling it to a retailer, which I'm doing for at least my fish, is a lot easier. So that's where I sell my fish. The problem about that, though, is I used to sell my shrimp to them for, I still do, is I sell them for $5 and they would charge 10, which I was okay with. But now they're charging like almost $15, which in my opinion is, well, it's not my business, so it's none of my business, but it doesn't make me feel good. So I kind of just want to start selling online to straight customers, preferably. In the terms of service, I have a customer and I have a actual business. For both of these clients, both of them I've cleaned their aquariums, and then the other one I have set up aquarium plants for them, and I have done an aquarium background for them, which is the customer. And the customer is generally going to be cheaper than your businesses, because your businesses are most likely just going to pay for whatever price you give them. Even when I gave my price to the business, they're like, wow, that's really cheap. And it is really cheap because I'm making peanuts. But I'm really just trying to get some more clients, and then eventually, if I get enough clients and I'm too busy and whatnot, then I can raise the price. But if you can, especially for service-based businesses, I would try to focus on serving other businesses more than clients, because your regular customers and everyday people, they'll be more concerned about the price, where the businesses will most likely pay whatever. So, but then again, you also have to remain professional, a little bit more professional than you would with just regular customers, right? So that's just my opinion. Do whatever you want, but there's that. For choosing your business, there's a lot of different things you can do. And I obviously mentioned already that I would choose a service-based business because, they're easier to start. But it really depends as well. I definitely choose a service-based business, but every business is going to have a problem. So my business right now has a lot of problems with getting clients, because it's very niche. I breed aquarium fish and I clean customer aquariums. And in a small town, there's not a lot of people who might need that. Where, for example, my cousin is doing hedge trimming, and he's good because he has a decent amount of clients, he gets paid very well, and majority of people with hedges need their hedges to be trimmed, and they don't know a lot about hedge trimming, or they don't have the tools. His problem, though, is that it's more seasonal, and although mine is a little bit seasonal too because it's breeding livestock, but his is definitely seasonal, where it's only to the summer months, and where I live it's very rainy, so he has to deal with that because you can't hedge trim when it's damp and whatnot. But a couple other ideas would probably be like automotive detailing, so cleaning cars, being very specific about it. I've seen those TikToks where they make stuff like that, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Lawn mowing, other stuff like that. Anything that's really easy to start generally anything that's really easy to start will take a while to scale, or will be very hard to scale. So that's one thing. But I promise you, if you're afraid of starting a business, starting the business is a lot easier than you think it is, but actually getting clients and whatnot and scaling your business is a lot harder, which I thought it would be the opposite. I thought starting the business would be like, oh, I have to pay the tax man. He's going to come after me every moment of my life and whatnot. And then I thought I'd always be out of stock for my products, or my shrimp, I should say, or my fish. But it's quite the opposite. So if you're afraid to start, I would just say start. Because once you start, it'll be like a little bit stressful at first, but problems you see now are going to seem insignificant in the future. So like starting for me and getting the business bank account and trying to think of how to make a good business card seem pretty insignificant to me now that I've learned the skills and I've already done it. But now I have other problems like trying to get clients, and eventually one day that might be a problem that I don't fear as much, where maybe getting a location will be a bigger problem that will be on my mind. So there'll always be something more stressful, but if you're thinking about it, or if you're thinking about starting a side hustle, just do it. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I will see you next time. And don't forget to give it your everything, but expect nothing. See ya.